Shalom, family. Shalom, shalom to everybody in the chat. It is good to see you all today. Yes, it is. All right. So, we're going to talk about Tim Scott's girlfriend or fiance, who has a quite an interesting track record, especially with her ex-husband. And she got a reputation for scamming. Just imagine that. Tim Scott hooked up with a woman that got a reputation for scamming. Her ex-husband, definitely a criminal, y'all. Definitely a criminal. So let's get into this one. Oh, squeaky clean Tim, at least that's what he wants us to believe. Oh, judgmental Tim has a woman with a shady past. But he's the same one that think he got the right to talk down to the Black community. Yeah, he think he got that right. So let's get into it. So we saw Tim Scott trot out this new woman, at least this woman he claimed he's been dating, back when he decided to drop out of the presidential 2024 race. Well, he brought out Mindy Noce. Well, Mindy was married before to a man named Peter Noce. And they were sued over a $1.2 million shell sham. This was a scheme involving their company, Bravas Partners back in 2017. Yeah, her ex-husband was a whole criminal. So the murky financial past of GOP dropout Tim Scott's new fiance has been laid bare in court records, unearthing exclusively. And, she's 47 years old, ladies and gentlemen. That's how old she is. And she was accused of helping her then tech entrepreneur ex husband, Peter J. Noce, create shell companies to hide their assets and avoid liability over a $1.2 million deal gone wrong, according to court documents filed in 2017. At the time, she was divorcing her former spouse, blaming the collapse of their marriage on his heavy drinking and opioid use. So her husband was an opioid junkie, y'all. Her ex husband was an alcoholic and opioid junkie. Mom of three, Noce, was revealed last week as Tim Scott's mystery girl. Well, not such a mystery anymore. He proposed to her last week. And she, of course, he announced her as his girlfriend back in May of this year, you know, bringing her out on the stage. So the good news is we continue to have a healthy relationship. Thankfully, they claiming their Christianity brought them together. This is what Tim Scott is claiming. His Christianity brought him together with this woman, and they have a lot of fun together and have a respect for each other. This is what he's claiming. So she is, if you don't know, she's an interior designer. And she's also a registered Republican, as a lovely Christian girl who enjoys pickleball. This is what this is what he's claiming. And with Tim Scott, I don't know if I even all the way believe that. It's not like he's big on the truth. So he said he had, now they're saying Tim Scott is living in a 2.5 million 5-bedroom house on Daniel Island. So I'm not surprised. We should not be surprised that Tim Scott picked this woman as his future wife. I don't think anybody, I mean, let's be real. What black woman, at least one that got even half a brain, is going to date a black man that's running around the country talking about America is not a racist country? I don't think any black woman would be sitting around with a man like that, you know? And plus, let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. Let's talk real. Tim Scott is ugly. He is a very unattractive man. He's not a catch at all. Tim Scott is not attractive at all. Come on. Come on, y'all. Let's be real. Y'all know the women in here know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This old bucktooth man is not attractive at all. He's not. But he's a politician. So he's got money. Now, do y'all know how he even got to Capitol Hill, y'all? Tim Scott from South Carolina ran against Strom Thurmond's son when he first ran for office. He ran against Strom Thurmond's son. And y'all remember Strom Thurmond, the Dixiecrat from South Carolina? One of his sons ran for office, and Tim Scott was the the opposition opponent. And see, back then, they did not want any of Strom Thurmond's sons representing the state anymore. They did not want it. So it was largely the black community down there in South Carolina that put Tim Scott in office because they didn't want Strom Thurmond's son to win. So I don't know if any of you know the history of him running for office, but that is the history. He ran against James Strom Thurmond. His son got his middle name. That's who he ran against down in South Carolina. And that's how Tim Scott won his seat in the first place. Okay. That's how he won his seat. Yes, that's how he won his seat. They just didn't want Strom Thurmond's legacy to be on South Carolina anymore. So the people voted against his son. Yeah, I mean, it's if you go back and really look, it's quite interesting. It's a shame he's a sellout. But yeah, I mean, he's got a really interesting history in politics. So anyway, so this is the girlfriend. So she is linked to a scam that her ex-husband also participated in, trying to hide their money so they wouldn't have to pay taxes, and they got busted. They got busted. So it's not unusual. You know who else does that, y'all? Get these shell corporations and try to hide money? Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been doing that for many decades. And his kids also start doing it. And now in the state of New York, Donald Trump and his children are forbidden from starting up shell corporations. They can't do it no more because they have scammed so many people and stole so much money with those shell corporations. And this was exactly what Mindy Noce and her husband were involved in. Mm-hmm. Yes, she got a criminal background. She never had to go to jail because you know how the system is all rigged up in their favor. Her ex-husband, yeah, but her, no, they did not. They kept her out of jail, although she was also part of the scheme. But this is how America works. The people that should be in jail are walking free. And that's how it is in America. And you got thousands of people in jail that really shouldn't be there because they didn't commit a crime. But then you got all these people. That's why they tell you the most dangerous people are the ones outside of the prison. Right. Her real name is Melinda Noce, but she goes by the name Mindy. Because if you look on the court document, you can even see it on the screen. She's really Melinda. Mm-hmm. Wow, Tim, you couldn't pick a woman with a better background? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Well, yeah, the media is not going to tell you any of this stuff, y'all. That's why, really, social media is the place to be if you want to know something out here, because the average YouTube creator, especially, among our people, they're going to dig and find out about these folks. You're going to hear a lot of things that you will never, ever in a million years hear in mainstream news. They're not going to drag their own kind through the mud. And if they do tell the story of this woman's background, you can best believe you going to get the very light version, and they're going to make light of it when they're telling you the background of her. That's what they're going to do. They're going to make light of it because that's what they do. That's what they do. I mean, excuse me, not bad going from a background of trying to hide your money so you don't have to pay taxes to now becoming a senator's wife. you know, And trust me, if Tim did not have millions, she wouldn't be there with Tim. Let's be real. She wouldn't be with Tim if he wasn't, because most of those senators, they're all millionaires. And Tim Scott is a millionaire. Trust me, she wouldn't be with this man if he wasn't a millionaire, because this man got a dog face. Okay, he got a dog face. There's no way around that ugly face that Tim Scott got. Hmm. So, y'all, that's all I wanted to update you on. I'm not going to keep you long, plus I have some chores I have to get to. But thank you for being here. And we'll be getting together. In fact, I'm getting ready to put a premiere up. And I'll probably set that for like around 4:30 today. And you'll see it in a few minutes. When I get done with this, I'm going to put up a premiere. So I hope you can all come back for my premiere. And if you can't make it back at that time because you just got other things to do or you're working, then you can always watch the replay. Shalom, family.